It's
Huddle Time!
Now for the background. We'd like to start out with a quote by Deepak Chopra. It takes a little bit of mindfulness and a little bit of attention to others to be a good listener, which helps cultivate emotional nurturing and engagement. Our identified challenge was that we were unaware of each other's enthusiasm and preparation at the start of each lab, which became manifested in some communication difficulties. Our team's needs assessment revealed that we had certain assets, but also certain needs. Out of these needs emerged our broad goal that during Anatomy Lab, we aim to achieve a greater sense of mindfulness, enjoyment of the dissection process, and team cohesiveness. We then developed a SMART objective. Every week we will hold a pre-huddle before lab and a post-huddle afterward to check in with one another. We will measure the impact of these huddles in 2 ways. The first was through a midpoint survey, and the second was through a Google Doc journal for written reflections and a mindfulness score.
Upon doing a literature search, we quickly learned that the concept of the team huddle is not a new one. In fact, there has been abundant research on the topic. One study found that a team huddle can promote communication and positively influence how teams function within a clinical area. In short, they found that team huddles promote positivity and efficacy. Notably, most teams agree that huddles lead to improved outcomes. A study by Rodriguez et al. In 2015 found that all huddlers, irrespective of role, reported better teamwork and more supportive practice climates after doing this team huddle. Finally, bringing this out to the 30,000-foot view, research by Grumbach and Bodenheimer suggests that team huddles have the potential to improve cohesion in the healthcare setting. Next, we're going to move on to our methods and delve into our team improvement project.
Our approach was to make time for pre- and post-lab huddles. Pre-lab huddles to check in with everyone and see how they're feeling and what they hope to gain during lab. And post-huddles to check in and discuss the progress and aims met during the lab time.
Now let's talk about the results. We graphed the mindfulness effectiveness score on the left for each of the anatomy labs. As you can tell, things were going well at the beginning. Simran captures it well in her written log. Pre-lab was quite helpful in making sure that we were all aware of each other's feelings and could plan our actions accordingly. However, the effectiveness of our pre-lab huddles did not last long. Things culminated for our team in an inflection point, which is captured well in Alex's written log. I think this lab was a great way for me to evaluate my conflict resolution style. There was a push in the beginning to go too fast, and I was apprehensive to bring it up and avoided the issue. However, Travis was able to bring it up. It first caused a bit of tension, but this was not our intention, and we took time to address it. We talked about how our conflict resolution styles differed, and I was forced to admit that my avoidance was not the best approach for dealing with issues proactively. All of us felt the same way as Alex. It was interesting to realize that we all have such different communication styles. We resolved to work towards one another's feedback style, and it was the time that our team came back together.
Each of us took the time to evaluate our conflict resolution style.
After the lab, we put together a remediation plan to be completely present in the pre-lab huddles. That conflict-avoiding members of the team would be more verbal about feeling rushed. Those who desired direct feedback would be more conscientious and solicit that feedback, and also that post-lab huddles would be implemented. Since making these changes, we've had phenomenal, sustaining success. Alex characterizes this well in his written log. We also looked at the survey results from the beginning and midpoint of the course. As you can tell by the graphs, we have a plan to continue with our success. We celebrate it more often, and we provide feedback effectively. We also feel like we're monitoring our progress well.
We found that we were challenged by time constraints in our individual communication skills. These communication skills arose from our leadership styles. With these challenges, we learned to actively deal with miscommunication and tension as it developed. To further develop these skills, we believe that formal training in communication and leadership styles may be beneficial. We also believe a more efficient time allotment for our huddles and continual reflection may be helpful. We think that the pre and post lab huddle should be sustained well into the future. We should maintain an intention to be present in each and every endeavor, and a willingness to stop in and check with teammates during projects.